Casual gamer. I am here running blind. I have no feedback. I don't know why I have the worst luck with software, but I hope this works. So, anyways, again, casual gamer here with I should say, a game. It's quite old. This is Kameo Elements of Power for the Xbox 360. Only available for the Xbox 360. And I played, I would say, about 30 minutes today for the first time ever on my 360. And I would have to say that I struggled a little bit to become, I guess, used to the control scheme. I was okay with the graphics. I thought for a first generation game or first wave 360 game from Rare, I thought that it fit the standard that Rare had set for themselves in the past, and this is probably one of the last games from Rare that really stands out from a play mechanic and visual standpoint as far as at the time of release. At least that I can remember, as far as the game having some kind of a critical acclaim. And this game did have some of that, although there were some detractors too who didn't particularly take to the style of the graphics or the characters and whatnot in the setting, but it was good, I think, overall. But up here I have the Wikipedia for Kameo Elements of Power, and it says here that it was a 2005 action-adventure game by Rare, and that's true, it is. Basically, the player controls the title character, an elf, who journeys to recover elemental powers and captive family from her evil sister and the Troll King. Cameo's 10 elemental powers let her transform into creatures and use their varied abilities to solve combat-oriented puzzles and progress through the game's levels. So it actually did start out as a GameCube title, and then when Rare broke off of their second-party relationship with Nintendo, they were purchased by Microsoft, and it became an Xbox 360 exclusive game. Now, beyond that, I think, really, there isn't much here else as far as... It came out on Rare Replay on Xbox One. That's true, so you can have a way of getting it that way too. And there was a sequel to Kameo Elements of Power that was started, and then it was ultimately canceled. But I would say, yeah. So there isn't much as far as online play goes. Yeah, so Kameo Elements of Power, as far as ratings go, it's got pretty good ratings across the board, I would say. Eurogamer giving it a 5 out of 10. I don't know about that, but I think it's pretty good. I'm excited to actually finish this game. I have a review that I've done of Shadow of Mordor Battle for Middle-earth, which I've not yet uploaded, but I plan to, and I might reshoot that. But this game, although it did take me a good 20 minutes to really get a feel for it, I think in a lot of cases, my wanting to button mash my way into, a game isn't always going to work. And so I had to slow down and really pay attention to what I was doing. And as I got a feel for the control scheme, the game opened up for me. I was able to appreciate the various character designs, the various character elements a lot more. So with that, I think we should go to...
Where peace reigns. Only
and
darkness casts its shadow.
I guess I just want to sort of let this roll for a little bit. And yeah, so this was the very first trailer of the game, and this was going to be a GameCube title. And if you could look at it, you can kind of tell it has that 6th generation look to it. But the GameCube was pretty powerful hardware, so it still looked really nice. And then this is another, a later trailer featuring the fairy protagonist in the game. And again, this is sort of tracing the development of the title. And so, yeah, here's another creature you transform into. It's the plant. That's one of the first ones you actually have access to in the beginning of the game. And so these are all trailers that I actually cut together. And I think it makes for a pretty good reel, actually, of the game in general. Especially the progression of the game's development to those first 2 trailers. This looks like it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, see, this is a earlier trailer before the game's release in 2005. So that was before even the 360 came out. They had a trailer for this game. And perhaps it was slated for Xbox, and then they moved it to the 360 once 360 development was a definite go. So now here we have a later trailer, and I think this is closer to the final build of the game, actually. Yeah, this is definitely closer to the final build of the game, and this might even be the final build of the game, perhaps. Since we're not seeing any of the other major characters, I'm thinking this is still probably early in the development cycle. Because we see a lot of the plants. This looks like there you go, the rock. Almost looks like a rock. Okay. Not sure what that is. Yeah, so this is gonna be a big game. Yeah, see, even that's different again. So these are, yeah, see, that's the original Xbox logo. So this was gonna be GameCube, then it became Xbox, then it finally released on 360 in 2005. Watched some of these videos, some of parts of these videos. I haven't watched all the way through like this. Like I said, I took a bunch of trailers and I spliced them all together in chronological order. And so then, yeah, this is the final build trailer for the game's release, I believe, because it's showing more of the it's showing more of the cinematic gameplay reel. Yeah, so he's showing this guy, yeah, it's just like that. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, it looks. This game. This is one of these. What I've decided to do, just while this is playing, talk a little bit more about like my situation here, Mr. Casual Gamer here. Is I bought an Xbox 360 like super cheap, and I bought some accessories. The only thing I got a 68 hard drive. I got 3 or 4 controllers. I got the chat pads. I only have 2 controllers. I have chat pads for those. 3 or 4, 2 controllers. And at first I was buying some games, and then because I thought I wanted to play them, and then I began to realize like I really should just be buying the exclusives for this machine, because ultimately, see, here's another Xbox, like original Xbox logo. There's another original Xbox logo, which is interesting. I mean, maybe this is, I don't know. No, this is the 360 game, so interesting. But so like I've decided that I'm gonna buy exclusives retail for the 360, and play with the exclusives of ones that I'm interested or can get my hands on, and get those, and just buy all the other stuff on new consoles, or get them ultimately on PC, because a lot of these games are available on PC. PC usually provides the most high fidelity experience. But this is definite. If you have a 360, haven't played this game, I highly suggest you go find a copy. I mean, I got this for a deal. I took it for $5, even at this price. I think this game is well worth it. I've only played about 30 minutes of the game, like I said, and it looks like it's going to be pretty good. And this is I think an IP that Microsoft should really reconsider bringing back, because it has all of the elements that are required, I believe, to add variety to what my see. This is a more final build, but see, even still has the old Xbox logos. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Here's a more cinematic trailer again, it looks like, so perhaps this is closer to the final build again, but I'm not sure now. Seeing all those original Xbox style logos before the 360 logo came out. But anyhow, yeah, so $5, if you can find it for $5, maybe even $6 or $7. It's worth it. I would say it's worth $6 or $7 if you can find it in really good condition. And I typically only buy used games that are in pretty good condition. This disc is in pretty good shape. So yeah, if that's not in the video, then you know that the build that you're watching is an older build. This looks like a 360 build, but who knows? Now, what convinced me, though, that Microsoft should really reconsider Kameo Elements of Power 2, or a sequel to this game in general, is because of some of the concept artwork that was created in anticipation of development for the game. And I believe that video is coming up pretty quick here. See, there we go. That was the 360 video, so that was a more final build. And see, this is the ending of the game. And see, I watched this and I said, "Wow, like this is really good, like storytelling."
Your family betrayed you, Callus. Chose an orphan over their own blood.
In the style that
Solon,
Rare is.
You must leave immediately
as far
and
as
tell no
some of their
one
best
of the
work
journey.
in storytelling. And
Don't
this, I
worry,
think, kind
my
of fits
king.
into that. It's
I will tell your
an
family where
original
you
story,
went,
a creative
should they need to know.
story, I would say.
The Mystic is a traitor.
And,
She's been manipulating us both all along.
Yeah, the game itself, too,
You're
the
as
look and the
gullible as
feel,
your father
and
was.
the play mechanics, it
And
definitely
you.
fits
You
well
murdered my
in
father.
this era.
But now I will finish what he started.
2006. And it definitely has very solid playing mechanic controls. Physically with the controller, it feels really good once you get used to how things work in the game environment. So yeah, it's kind of a spoiler for the end of the game, but I think it's worth it just for the sake of the video, really. See, I thought this was really clever too. This way this ends up.
Kameo, tell our family. I'm sorry.
So I'm sure that this has a more dramatic feel, after you play through the whole game. But it does have a very cinematic feel to it. I don't know if it's a real-time game engine running that video. It could very well be. That probably not, but it might still be. Who knows? Probably not. No, that's CG. Pyramid CG. Looks like perhaps. Is he so? I don't know. Hard to say. I guess I'd have to see in the game. Again, I have to pay closer attention to see if the resolution changes at all. It could be real time, just running at a low resolution. Potentially. Yeah, that's all CG. Rendered. Yeah, so this was like the part of the ending that I was like, whoa. This storytelling goes all the way.
Hi, I'm Peter Hentz, and I was one of the concept
So
artists.
here we
on
go.
Kameo
This
2.
is the Kameo 2.
Kameo
And
2
this is
was
what
a
made
planned
me
sequel
go,
to
oh,
Kameo
wow, they
Elements of
really could have
Power.
done something with this,
Set in a world of high
especially
fantasy, the project was to be a
especially on
departure from the
Xbox
bright,
One, perhaps
innocent
they could have
looking
done
themes we
something.
explored in the original. Kameo's world had changed, and sinister forces were at work.
True
Much
story
like
elements,
Dorothy's return to Oz in the 1985 film.
evolved characters.
Kameo had grown up, and despite her
Evolved
bond with
character
nature,
elements,
she
look at
herself
that.
had been
That'd
touched
have
by
been
the darkness
fantastic.
enveloping the world. We wanted her new character designed to reflect that. These images show a more mature Kameo, and her demeanor is far more threatening. In some images, she looks wraith-like, with pale skin and a monstrous shadow. This was to be a significant new transformation that she could undertake, and would see her drawing power from her
Could
inner
have been quite
darkness to defeat her
fantastic.
enemies.
I think this is an IP that Microsoft
We
really should
investigated how
resurrect.
the
And
character's clothing might have evolved too.
it
using
could really
different
be
cuts,
a,
textures, and colors.
I wouldn't say
She'd
in
wear
the
a
vein
long
of a
cloak that would allow
Bayonetta,
her to
but
conceal herself in shadows.
it
From there, she could sneak up on unsuspecting victims and ambush them.
I think it could
We also
appeal
mixed in
to
original
a more
costume
mature
features with new
audience
designs. For
if
example, Kameo still
Microsoft,
wears her bone ornament and jewelry.
writes it and produces it to
This was
have
another
that
aim for
those
Lord
elements
Demon's character
involved.
design. That of taking old elements and mixing them with new concepts. The creatures, while still recognizable, are now more ferocious. We created several
Very
versions of
interesting
Chilla,
character
more aggressive
modeling,
looking, with
yeah.
ice spines protruding from his back and great claws
And
curling
with
from his hands,
Scorpio, I mean, with
ready to
Scorpio,
shred his enemies.
they could probably do amazing things with the character development.
Atomite was also back. We tried a few different
the character
ideas for the
designs.
projectile launching shell on his back. One was quite natural, another was mystical,
And a lot
with
of them are
floating
already
pieces of
already
geometry.
there.
Another took cues from
They
H.R.
already
Geiger's
exist.
Alien. The creatures that fought alongside Kameo held the same screen
Just the
presence, and because of
implementation.
this, we had to up the ante
Look
with
at that,
our
that'd be
enemies.
so cool. Look at that, that would be awesome.
Taking well-known
right there.
characters and turning them
Look
on
at
their
that.
heads was an aim of
Cool
ours
as
in
hell.
Kameo 2.
On Xbox One Scorpio.
What you thought about someone might not be the case anymore.
That's how that shit would look
Unlike
too.
her
It would
role in
look
the
just
first
like
game,
that.
the Mystic
The,
has
the,
become
the
dark,
graphics would
twisted,
look
and
basically
evil.
like that right there.
She's one of the main antagonists.
characters would look like
and leads
that,
a race
in
of
motion.
serpent creatures called the Sargothans. This warrior race posed a huge threat to Kameo's world. Strong, fast, and fierce, each Sargothan was like a team of fighters unto itself, formidable, especially when fully armored. The trolls would also be back, except now they were driven by
Yeah, it
technological
would be really
advancement.
quite impressive
much
if
like
they could do
Saramon's drive
something
for
with all these
industry
assets
and Tolkien's Lord
that's
of the
been
Rings.
created for the game.
We continued the
All that
storyline for the
artwork.
Whatnot book, where it had been stolen and its power turned to evil uses.
Yeah, so that's
Ortho,
it. So
the entity that lived inside it, had been separated. And so we created
probably
versions of
I'm
him with the
gonna
characteristics of the book still
start just
fused in his design.
petition,
Skin, a papery texture.
and
Pages and text
we'll
scrawled
see if I
across
can
his
get
face and body.
some promotion
Quite
on
a
some of
departure
these
from the character you first
Xbox
All the work here shows the strong
podcasts
potential
or
the project had.
gaming podcasts and things like that.
Although Kameo 2 didn't get
But,
the go-ahead, the concept team is still proud of what we managed to
Yeah,
achieve
look at
in the
this,
time
more
frame.
test footage. Yeah. Look at that, all the artists that worked on it. Yep. Possibly a book that never gets opened, but hopefully Microsoft does. Kameo Elements of Power for the Xbox 360.